Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video, and today I'm going to be revisiting Obliviscaris, a band I have covered now twice before, with two varying degrees of opinions. When I first heard Obliviscaris, I heard a track called Intravenous, and I was a bit torn because there are elements of it that I really liked, but there were some parts of it that just didn't sit well with me. I mean, it wasn't a bad track by any means, but there was just something about it that didn't work for me. It was mostly something about the clean vocals that didn't work for me. Then later on I covered I can't remember what it's called now. And Plague Flowers the Kaleidoscope. Now, I really enjoyed that track. I thought it was fantastic. I seem to be getting a cold, I think. Anyway, it was a fantastic track. And as a result of that, one of the tracks that I was suggested was a track called Urn, Part 2, as Embers Dance in Our Eyes. Now, there is a big chance that I probably should listen to Urn Part 1 first, but that track was not suggested to me. So I'm going to look at Urn Part 2, which I'm hoping is going to be really enjoyable. As I've covered now with Obliviscaris before, I obviously don't need to go into detail about the band again, because I've done it. So I think we'll leap straight into the track, and as I understand it, this is quite a long track. I believe it's about 6.5 minutes. So we'll jump straight in and see what we make of it. So, Urn Part 2 is Embers Dance in Our Eyes by Obliviscaris. Well, I love the way the track came in. There was that guitar and then there was those really good sort of almost tribal drums, a very rhythmic sort of, almost like war drums, I suppose. Very good intro to the track. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this song is about. It could be the end of mankind, it could be the end of the planet. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, the track opens with... excuse me. It opens with, beneath aqueducts anointed, we transfigure. Within the void, we are breathless, we are delivered. Now, as I understand, that is the last verse of Part 1. So it's like the two songs sort of merging into one. Then it carries on. Before the flame we transcend, bearing light in hues of sunrise, with devilled wings as torn shrouds, faithless decadence. Together forever of all, tomorrow we dream no more. Our gods laying quiescence, the end true freedom. Baroque forms, neath morning stars, where the moon will wither. Here we are of the sun, we become the earth. So, I'm really not sure what the actual song itself is about. Excuse me. I want to know who's given me this, and I want to find out now. So there's that part there. Together forever of all. I don't know what that is. It says tomorrow we dream no more. So is that saying that either mankind won't be around to dream anymore, or just like, I don't know. Our gods laying quiescence, the end true freedom. So I don't know what quiescence means. Quiescence, don't know what it. I don't actually know what that means. It says the end true freedom. I covered this in a song a couple of days ago, where like death is like the only freedom, only true freedom anybody ever knows, because you know, for all our lives we're living life by someone's rules. We're always having to live by rules. There is no freedom. There is always instructions to follow. Yet when you die, obviously your soul, spirit, whatever it is, like leaves your body. It is literally the only freedom you will ever have. And then it goes Baroque forms. Now, the way they've written Baroque, it's like Baroque, you know, the style of music or stuff, but they've put an apostrophe N, so it's like Baroque. So Baroque forms neath morning stars. Now, morning stars are... Oh, they're spelled morning stars with mourning as in like mourning at a funeral. So, and then it says, where the moon will wither, here we are of the sun, we become the earth. So the moon will wither, suggesting the moon will die, suggesting possibly that the earth is dying. You know, here we are of the sun, don't know, and it says we become the earth, which suggests death of mankind, or just death in general, because when you die, you decompose, you become part of the earth. So, I'm not 100% sure what the song itself is about, but it's good. So, I've mentioned it before as well, that the vocalist sounds very much like the guy from Gorefest. Got a very similar tone in his voice. Anyway, we'll carry on. Well, there we go. That was Part 2, As Embers Dance in Our Eyes. Now, I'm sure I've said it before and I'll say it again, their musical talent is phenomenal. You know, the music to that track was awesome. It was really, really good. And the vocal performance, again, was great. Like I said before, for the most part, the harsher vocals, they sound very similar to that of Gorefest, a band that I'm incredibly fond of. But they mixed up the vocal styles, again, which is, again, something I've said on many occasions that I really enjoy. You know, they had the harder, you know, the harsher, deeper, growled vocals, but they also had some higher pitched, almost, I wouldn't say scream vocals, but there were sort of like higher pitched growls. You know, and as I've said many times, it adds a bit of contrast to the track. It, you know, it sort of keeps you on your toes, you know, when you're listening to it, because you don't expect to hear it. And then you have the clean vocals as well. And again, brilliantly executed. The guy does have an exceptional voice, and in this instance, the clean vocals actually fitted better into the music than they did, in my opinion, in Intravenous, because that's the one thing I didn't like about Intravenous, was the clean vocals didn't seem to fit the rhythm of the music very well. But this time, they worked really, really well. It carries on. The track itself carries on. It says, wounds of earth, purging fire, burning bloodstreams, bereft of pulse and light, crimson, gold, a new sun, imperial, crimson, gold, one last sun to remember, dead seas of life, dead seas of life. In shades of faceless grey unto ashes, our dying memories, our faded lives. Within this urn in verse, I don't know why I held in verse that long, pain released, we are the ones that were, what once was. And then it says, we are the ones that were, what once was again. So, there's that bit, you know, as soon as it came back in, well, as soon as it came back in, there was an epic piece of, you know, musical interlude. But as soon as the vocals came back in, it said, wounds of earth, purging fire, burning bloodstreams. So, is this talking about the earth attacking mankind itself, you know, because the amount of damage we've done to the earth, it is now fighting back and essentially eradicating mankind? I don't know, because, you know, purging fire suggests, like, you know, purging fire, you know, it's trying to remove something. It's essentially like kill it with fire. So is it destroying mankind with fire? You know, maybe because of the state of the ozone layer, purging fire could be coming from the sun. Because it says burning bloodstreams, you know, is the heat like boiling blood within us? Don't know. And it says crimson gold, a new sun, imperial, crimson gold, one last sun to ember. I actually said remember earlier, which I was wrong, but one last sun to ember. So is it like maybe the sun's dying as well? I don't know. But like I said, it could be the end of the universe, it could be the end of all life, it could be the end of Earth itself, I don't know. It says dead seas of life. Is that like suggesting, like, you know, the seas have dried up, because seas essentially give life, you know, water gives life, and they're probably, you know, by the state of the world, you know, they're probably evaporated, all the water's gone, so there's no life-giving water around? Don't know. And then in shades of faceless grey unto ashes. So, you know, everything's just turned to dust. You know, nothing of noteworthy, nothing noteworthy appears anymore. The earth is just a barren wasteland. Mankind is destroyed, maybe. And it says there, our dying memories, our faded lives. Within this urn in verse, so it's like all the ashes of mankind have just been spilled out, maybe? Pain released. We are the ones that were what once was. So, is that like We are the people that once inhabited the Earth. We were the original people that inhabited the Earth, and look what we've done to it. We've destroyed it. I don't know. I really don't know what the song itself is about. Maybe I needed to hear the first one to make sense of it. I really don't know. And my nose is really blocked, and you can probably hear it in the way I'm talking. But anyway, no, it was a really, really good piece of music. Like I said, musically, it was amazing. Vocal performance was fantastic. When I first heard Obliviscaris, like I said, I wasn't very fond of them because something didn't fit when I heard Intolerance. But when I heard Plague Flowers, the Kaleidoscope, and now this one, both tracks are exceptionally good. I mean, Intravenous was good. There was just elements to it that didn't sit well with me. But I really like it. It's really, really good. It's really enjoyable. The music is really, really enjoyable. It's very, very brilliantly performed. I very, very much enjoy it. I really do need to actually buy some of their music. But I'm going to leave that as it is because I can't really think of what else to say about the song. Yeah. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, you can drop a comment in the comment section below. Excuse me. Or you can message me on my Facebook or Instagram. The links to those are in the description below. Just know that if you do suggest a track, it might take me a while to get around to it, as I do get suggested dozens of tracks every single day. And my list grows faster than I can record the tracks. But I do write down every single suggestion, so it will get recorded sooner or later. It just might take a while. There is also the looming threat of the videos getting banned, which seems to be getting more and more frequent at the moment. I've lost several videos in the last couple of weeks from this new copyright law that's come out across the internet. Some videos I've recorded, I've uploaded them and they've been blocked immediately. There have been some videos on my channel that have been there for many, many months, it's like 6 months, and now they're being blocked all of a sudden because of this new law on the internet where you can't use copyrighted material or something, even though I'm using I'm using it under the Fair Usage Act. They're just trying to make it difficult for people like me to do this sort of thing. So yeah, I do record every single suggestion. It's just some of them get blocked, and I've actually still got the reactions on my computer. I just can't upload them. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, mostly those aimed towards people of the alternative subculture, whether it's the music they listen to or the fashion that they wear. And it's a very worthwhile charity in my opinion because it's something that doesn't have enough attention brought to it. Excuse me. On a daily basis, we see and hear about all kinds of hate crimes. We hear about racism. We hear about sexism. We hear about transphobia, homophobia, religious hatred, and all this sort of thing we hear on an almost daily basis. But people are getting physically and verbally abused because of the style of music that they listen to and because of the style of clothes that they wear. And it's a very serious problem. People are getting physically assaulted and beaten to within an inch of their lives just because of the clothes that they wear and the music they listen to. It's unacceptable. How anybody can actually justify attacking someone for those reasons is beyond my capacity to figure out. It's like, I don't like what clothes you're wearing. Well, that's simple. Just don't look at them. If you don't like what someone's wearing, don't look at them. That's what I do. If you don't, I don't like the music you're listening to. Well, I'm not making you listen to it. You're not hearing it right now, are you? So what difference does it make to you what music I listen to? It's mind-boggling. I mean, you wouldn't walk down the street and beat beat someone to death because they like Coca-Cola instead of Pepsi. You know, you wouldn't beat 10 shades out of someone because they like juicy fruit rather than peppermint gum. You know, it's the same sort of thing. You know, their choice doesn't affect you in any way. So what is the deal? What's the problem? You know, if they're like physically forcing their stuff on you, then you know, I can understand why you'd retaliate. You know, if they were holding a speaker in your face, blasting music really loudly in your face, then I could understand why you'd be a little bit miffed. But when people are walking down the street, minding their own business, and they're getting jumped and attacked just because of how they're dressed, it's beyond. It's ridiculous, you know, and it's something I think that really needs to have attention brought to it, because it doesn't get enough attention. And like I said, there's people getting attacked on a daily basis. I used to get attacked very regularly just because of the music I listened to and what I was wearing, you know, and pretty much all of the time, I was minding my own business. I wasn't talking about my music, you know, I was just walking through town, just minding my own business, yet people thought it was an acceptable thing to attack me. And it's stupid. I cannot understand it. And it needs to stop. So if you want to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description down there. Excuse me. You can pop over there, find out what they're up to at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it so much better than I can, because I go off on random tangents and talk absolute rubbish. I do think it's very important that this gets more recognition, and if you can help them in any way, you know, it's greatly appreciated, even if it's something as simple as one of these Sophie bracelets, or even this one. You know, they've got other merchandise as well, and anything you can do to help, any small donation helps massively, you know, and it's all greatly appreciated. So if you can help them in any way, that's absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.